With our Google Apps toolset, Canisius College students, faculty, and staff can create simple but attractive websites combining text, audio, video, and interactive elements such as quizzes or diagrams. This can be handy for presenting content on the web in a place that's easily managed by a team of people. It's also helpful for creating online lessons or assignments as part of coursework, or perhaps personal portfolio sites. Canisius College students, faculty, and staff have access to Google Apps through a special education license maintained by the Canisius Information Technology Services. This gives you a range of elements that you can incorporate into a Google site that itself can be incorporated into your D2L course space or linked on a canisius.edu webpage. This is the first in a series of videos showing how to use Google Sites, and here we'll cover some basics of getting into and creating a single-page Google site. We'll save other features for subsequent videos. We can create, organize, and maintain Google Sites directly in Google Drive. So I see here two older sites that I created in the past that are organized together with other files and folders in Google Drive. To create a new Google site, I click the New menu, navigate through the More drop-down, and then click Google Sites. Google opens the first page of my new site. It's blank, but it's basically formatted using a theme, menu, and header style. I'll start by adding a few names. I'll add a site name in two places. One up in this upper left where it'll appear on the site, and then after I add that, it automatically adds to this upper left corner, which defines the name that will appear in Google Drive to me. And then I'll add a page title. Neither names are absolutely necessary, but both are helpful. The site title will be the same on all pages that I create. The page title and header generally can in all respects change for each page you create. Before I go further, under Themes, I'll click Themes in the upper right-hand corner. I can choose a different visual theme. I happen to like the first one, Simple, and then I can choose the main trim color and the main font style. In this case, I'll use Canisius Blue. And go to the heavy font style. Next, I'll edit this header. For online lessons, I usually tend to choose a very simple title banner, available with other options by clicking Header Type once I hover over the banner. Title only. This simple title option conserves screen space and scrolling. Now I'm ready to add content to my page. Here, I'll just demonstrate text entry, adding an image, and embedding a YouTube video. To add an image, I double-click the page and choose Upload from the circle menu. I'll choose the file I want to install, click Open, and here it is. An important accessibility element on any web page is alt text. For example, alt text is read by screen reading applications for the visually impaired. To add a short alt text description to an image, click on the image, and then click the three vertical dot drop-down menu and choose Add Alt Text. Then click Apply. To add text is also easy. I double-click the page, get the circle menu, click Text in the center, and Google gives me a text box. I'll paste in some text, and I can edit this just like an ordinary word processor. Get rid of some spaces, and I'd like to activate this as a hyperlink since it points to another website. I'll highlight the text, click the link button, and in this case, Google detects that it's a link and automatically installs it. Otherwise, I could edit the link and install another URL. Now, Google created this text box to span this width between the image and the right-hand border of the page. Actually, I can resize most elements in Google Sites simply by hovering over these dots on the edge and dragging. If I hover over the line, I get a cruciform icon. If I click and hold, I can move this. And you'll notice that it snaps to the vertical column markers that appear on the page. I could also drag this down if I didn't want it next to the image. I'll move this over here. I can also change some aspects of the image itself. I can resize it by dragging these icons. And I also have the ability to crop the image if I'd like to as well. I can make it a clickable hyperlink using this button. Lastly, I'll add a YouTube video. In order to do that, I'll use the right-hand side menu. I click Insert in the upper right and choose YouTube. Now here, this gives me the YouTube search box if I'm not 100% certain what it is I'm looking for. In my case, I actually have the URL or address for the YouTube video I want. And if I just paste that in there and click the search button, YouTube identifies the video. So I'll click on it, choose Select, and Google installs it. Notice it's in an embedded player window instead of just a link. Again, I can click and drag that around, and if I wanted to, I could resize it using these dots at the corners. At any time, if I want to see what my site will look like to viewers, I can click the Preview button in this upper right. And I have options to see what it'll look like specifically on a mobile narrow screen, a tablet, or a full desktop screen such as 16:9. I'll click the X for Exit Preview. And I've basically showed what you need to create a single-page Google site with some simple content, an image, some text, an embedded video. Now I want to publish my site so that other people can see it. I'll click Publish. And I can enter a simple phrase or word that will be added to the web address. Then I decide who or how many people I'd like to be able to visit my site. In this case, I want it to be anyone can find and view the published version. That is, this site will be available to anyone on the World Wide Web. I'll click Save, click Done. Now I could have it request public search engines to ignore this site, and that way I could just make people aware of the site by sending them the link or posting the link somewhere. In this case, actually I would like a search engine to find my site, so I'll leave that unchecked. Then I click Publish. At any time I could still edit this site, but if I make any changes to the site, I then would have to publish it again for those changes to appear on the actual site.